Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to talk to you about fibromyalgia. Now, many people with irritable bowel syndrome have fibromyalgia. They seem to be very closely connected. Both are because of an oversensitivity to stimulation. In the case of fibromyalgia, it's overstimulation to the senses in a way. We feel pain more acutely, and we can also suffer from the other senses. But let me go through systematically the different signs that you might have fibromyalgia. Now, I've written them down on a bit of paper just in case I forget some, so that's why I'll be glancing down, even though I know them pretty well because I'm pretty sure I've got this myself, though I've never been tested for it. Now, the first thing is chronic headaches, especially if your headaches are kind of located in your forehead, but the pain radiates around the back of your head, down the back of your head, into your neck and into your shoulders. If it kind of involves all those areas, the headaches, then that could be a part of fibromyalgia, and that's definitely something I've had myself for several years. Right, and the second one is short-term memory or brain fog. Now, the thing here is that we can get this with irritable bowel syndrome as well, because we're not absorbing the proper nutrients in our food. And as soon as we do start eating in a more healthy way, that brain fog can go away. That certainly happened for me. But a part of fibromyalgia is also this brain fog and just a problem with remembering things, especially the short-term memory, which is like somebody just told you their name and now you can't remember it. That's probably not a great example, because we're all very guilty of that, because we're actually focusing more on the person than on their name. But that short-term memory, going into a room and forgetting why you walked in there, that's short-term memory. So that's the second of the signs that you might have it. And the next one, now they talk about muscle spasms. So it can be, I suppose, even like cramps, but just particular muscles, different parts of the body, even though you don't have injuries there, that cause you issues with that sort of cramping or spasming. Now, the one I probably should have mentioned first, the overall one, is that you can feel excessive pain in different parts of your body with no particular reason for it at all, and they will never find a reason for it. Certain areas of your body that you press and you actually feel pain, where another person would not feel pain with that same level of pressure. Now, I'm not exactly sure of all the points, but there are particular points where this is more likely to happen, like your ankles, your shoulders, your elbows, around your knees, your buttocks as well, when you press there and it just really feels sore. So it's not that sore that you get from a massage, that's kind of a good tenderness that you feel, but it really is pain. All right, moving on to the next one, muscle and joint stiffness. So if you feel all the time like you kind of got that buildup of lactic acid in your joints and your muscles, the lactic acid in your muscles, and also your joints, you're starting to feel, gosh, I'm getting old. Maybe you are just getting old, but maybe that is a part of the fibromyalgia. So these are just possibilities, and you shouldn't take one of these in isolation. It's about looking at the full picture and seeing if you've got several of these. And now, environmental sensitivity. That's a good one, like sensitivity to sound. For example, for me, if I'm walking down the road and a motorbike goes past, I hear that loud sound almost as pain. Right? It's not just a loud sound and, oh, I wish it would go away. I actually sort of flinch with it and feel it as pain, and I have done for a long time. The other thing is sensitivity to bright lights, so look out for that one as well. Sensitivity to touch, we've covered that with pressing on different parts of the body. And now, how a doctor actually diagnoses this, it's not a terrible one. They're not going to take any blood, they're not going to probe you or poke you or put things into you. They simply have, I think there's 18 points in the body that if you're sensitive to touch, not just sensitive, you actually feel pain, then as long as you are sore in 11 of those, that means you've got fibromyalgia. So you will have to choose a doctor who knows what they're doing, who knows how to test for fibromyalgia, but that's the only test there is. Now, this is it's a chronic condition. You'll probably have it for life, although it can improve a bit, but it doesn't lead to anything worse because, in fact, it's not affecting anything in the body. We're just feeling things more than somebody else. So you don't have to worry from that point of view. And as for what you can do about it, doctors have various different medications that help with it if it gets really bad. I live with my level of it. I am going to see a doctor and get a proper diagnosis because we shouldn't be self-diagnosing. But I don't think I'll be taking anything in particular. I try to manage it as best as I can with diet, and certainly on the low FODMAP diet, it's a lot more controlled. Because if you're eating foods like wheat that are causing inflammation in the body, that's going to, of course, make you feel pain a lot more. Anyway, so that's just a bit of information about that. Think through that list and see if you kind of fit that profile. If you do, perhaps go to your doctor. But I would ring up first before spending your money to see if they are capable of doing the test, if they know how to do the test with the pressure points. All right, that's enough for today. Thank you and goodbye.